walkway to the hotel on your own. I will show you. Literally, you gotta make the turn. You gotta make the turn. The main square is just in front of us, 3 blocks away. So when we get to the main square, I'll show you where to walk. Once you get to see our building, we make a left and you're at the hotel. Okay? Great marker. You see a statue of the guy on the horse over there? First Croatian king, King Tomislav. This square we're at right now is King Tomislav Square, like Thomas. From year 9 to 25. Train station is right over there. And we could say that the train station is a border between the Austro-Hungarian part of the city and more socialist-looking part of the city. Beyond the train station, there are no buildings like this one, Maria Teresa in yellow, Austro-Hungarian style. What's interesting about this building is the arch of the building. Quite common for Mexico, for a fair, we'll wait for it. Give you a little feeling, and I will talk about some of the topics that I wonder about when I travel abroad, like education, healthcare, local industries, and so on. So we'll cover that throughout the day today. But to tell you a little bit about education, at age 6, culture here. Over there on the county court, one of the judges passed away. So there's a European Union flag, the blue flag with 13 yellow stars. There's a black flag because the judge passed away. And then there's a flag of Croatia, red, white, and blue with the checkers in the middle. We'll talk about checkers a little later. Whenever you feel that you games, both the teams here, checkers jersey. World Cup is around the corner, soccer, also, pretty coach. Didn't feel nothing. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So we'll go here. The main square is just in front of us. You will notice as you're walking towards the main square, on the right side there is a blue sign General Tourist on the building. Right below is a little plaque that shows you what a synagogue used to look like. The synagogue was here, but in 1940, one of the worst parts of Croatian history, from 1941 until 1945, Croatia was a Nazi puppet state. We were controlled by Hitler and Mussolini. We had a movement here called the Ustaša movement, led by Pavilion, who was a Croatian version of the fascists. At the same time, though, we had a partisan movement that was led by Marshal Tito. And they were the ones who got rid of the Nazis during the Second World War here. Already there's not a lot of shade here. We're at the square. There's a piece of shade up there where we'll make a stop, but I just have to show you something real quick before we continue. From here, from the main square, we're going to make a loop around the middle part of the city. Taking you back to the hotel, whoever you want to go, she'll tell you one time. However, if any one of you wants to go on your own, remember Singer Sewing Machine signs on the building. They are not selling sewing machines anymore. However, you go past the Singer building, through the parks, to the yellow building with the glass door. When you see the yellow building with the glass door, you make a left. And you're at your hotel. Only one turn has to be here, okay? Just wanted to point that out. Let's go to the shade so I can tell you. tell you a little bit about Jelačić. Led Croatia during mid-1800s. And he's still responsible for Hungarians. That's why Hungarians don't like it. Austrians don't like it either. But if it wasn't for him, 100%. Pinkish building, and then there's an art piece on the corner up there, just hugging it. That piece was built by Meshtrovic. Guys like art. One name you should remember when you get there going home for Croatia. Ivan Meshtrovic. He was a student of Grad, famous French sculptor, and he was an artist and architect as well. I mean, famous So what we'll do from here, we'll slowly start heading towards the funicular, so you can old Zagreb downtown. 6 in the north, about 5 between old New Zagreb and because Zagreb becomes the road going around. Most of the So, in the eastern and western parts of the city, for example, this afternoon we'll be leading through the western part of the city. You see new neighborhoods emerging. So it's constantly growing, but to give you a bit of a feeling, I would say 4 major parts or major neighborhoods. Turn of the century shopping mall. Some of the most famous craftsmen and tradesmen from Zagreb opened up their little shops here. They started building this in late 1800. The building was opened in 1901. And you can see inside, it's yellow, Maria Teresa yellow. So this is where little shops still exist today. But they're unfortunately not like old traditional craft. From mid-1800s, this part of the city was rebuilt to moving very quickly, and people started to work down here. So they needed some kind of a commute. So over vineyards were built communities. This was attacking this part of the world. Even back in 1200s, Tatars, who were like Muslims from Russia, they would come through here. 1500s is when the Turks actually managed to stay here for about 100 years. But western region will be visiting here. I'll show you what the local standard is from. There's a big battle of the system. This noble family managed to beat Ottoman Turks. Unlike, for example, Bosnia, where Turks were for 500 years, and this is why Bosnia is predominantly Muslim still today. Also in Serbia, and it has just been restored. We, for a few years now, we didn't have a funicular. It actually takes longer.
Stand up.
You picked the wrong one, didn't you?
It doesn't like you. Oh well, that's all right. It's easy to.
Turn lever
Was
there.
it locked up there?
Yeah, pull it down.
Oh, okay.
I knew you were going to be an engineer.
So this is what it's starting to break. Yeah. If you want to sit down, then we'll have more room.
Sure, I can.
Yeah, let's do it. Evo, samo da nam se sjednu pa da se mi uguramo unutra, sve okay.
Scooch it.
Yep, there we go. Beautiful. This is part of the experience, you know.
How much do they charge to take this?
Hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Danielle got you.
Hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds of micro.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 66 euro cents. 66 euro cents. And then for the streetcars, if you get the shortest, like 30-minute ticket, it's 53 euro cents.
Nice strong work. Nice smooth ride.
Oh yeah, it better be. We waited for 4 years for it to be restored.
Is it a lot different now than before?
It was smooth back then as well. Just it's a little more modern now, and yeah.
Four times? Then steps.
You've done it 4 times already?
Yeah.
You see, this is much better. 66 cents and no sweating.
That's all right.
There was Mary, hair gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, well, all
That is our National Theater. It was built by the same architects who built National Theater in Vienna and Budapest. Their names, very similar sounding, spelled to Velma and Helmer. That's Liberty. Next to the podium is the parking lot. The wall was initially external Can you see a little panel sticking out? Top right window? That was in 1800.
Let's go, let's settle.
On the eastern side of the hill, better known as the Stone Gate, that's how we will exit. Yeah. But we'll stick to the guys, look a little bit to the left up on the hill. There's a big building. This is place outdoors. It's up there. It's the medical school, part of University of Zagreb. So, like I was saying, there's no campus. Things are spread all around the city. This is right together. Well, everyone refers to it as the cathedral, but officially the cathedral is the assumption
Yes, that's the love pageants.
over there.
No, we need text those ones like this. It's like this. No, you don't look like Wayno. I think when he takes his hand out, the face is going out.
Closer, you want to stand up?
You don't necessarily need a car, but a lot of people just prefer to keep your own. So a couple of things. Entrance to the oldest high school, once again, 1607. Also, all the lamps that you see, there's one on the corner here, there's one over here, there's one up here, one over there, all throughout the medieval part of the city. These are famous, yes. Every single individual day, the old lamplighter walks around and lights them one by one, more than 200 guests. So every morning, you go to 2 hours in the evening, 4 hours in the morning.
Same gentleman does them all.
Same guy does them all, right?
Oh.
Yeah. And then a different guy shoots the cannon yeah. So, interesting question. Can you see there's like a little lever? Yeah, in the glass part. So essentially, there's a pilot light in all of them, okay? And there's a lever. Pull the lever down. It doesn't walk through the pole, right? It just uses one pole. Pull the lever down. You see then the little, like mansion, like above this station. No, there's a long pole. This is like this time of year, they're going to be the ones getting it's a very big restaurant, but it's not unusual. It's still very good. You can get very high. Why? This is for why? Get those really like 110 Fahrenheit with a lot of humidity, not dry here, a lot of humidity, so it feels a lot worse. Yeah, same. A lot of humidity, it's unbearable. So we will continue up towards St. Mark. We will, however, make a few stops. city of Zagreb, just a small part. Greek Catholic Church on the left-hand side. It's not Greek Orthodox, nor is it Roman Catholic, but a Greek Catholic. They're like the Orthodox who recognize the Pope. And then here is Croatian medieval. Kind of like freely on the right part. Done by others. Somewhere in the old, they started to paint. That's what that is. And you can see some all the little heart-shaped pieces of paper you see is what's thrown in the movement out of the city over there. And we will make a stop. Here is okay. Cars usually do not come. Nikola Tesla was one of the world's greatest inventors. Elon Musk named his electric car after him, which made sense, you know, very clever to name an electric car after a man behind modern day electricity. Since you can't put a trademark on someone's name, he got away with naming his company Tesla. Tesla was born and raised in Croatia. He finished school here, then he moved to Austria, and then he moved to the United States. In Austria, he went to college, then he moved to the United States to work with Thomas Edison. There was a big falling out, also known as the War of Currents. Edison was a DC guy, direct current. We know today that in order for DC to work, every 5 or so miles, maybe 8 kilometers, you would need a power plant. AC travels a lot further, and Nikola. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. St. Mark's Church, St. Mark's Square. The ceramic colorful tiles date back to 1800s. They're actually crest on the right side, what looks like a medieval castle is a crest of Zagreb because the city was built over here. It was walled, we had fortresses and gates surrounding it. From afar, Zagreb looked like a medieval castle. On the left side is old Croatian coat of arms. It's made out of three parts. The checkers, red and white checkers. We talked a little bit about it. At the time, it used to be the crest of central Croatia, where we are right now. The 3 heads of lions, believe it or not, those are supposed to be lion heads. That's the crest of Dalmatian coast. And then there is a crest in the lower section of eastern part of Croatia. Now, this animal, I'm not sure if you're all familiar with it. It's called pine marten or stone marten, M-A-R-T-E-N. It's a little furry animal, like a mink. Has a very furry tail. When I was a kid, I remember older ladies had little foxes around their neck. You know how, for example, Americans, they say bucks for US dollars? That's because Native Americans were trading buck skin. So it's quite common that, you know,
You'll get plenty of that sound.
let's say names of currencies are named after animals whose fur people used back in the day for trading. Also, when you see euro coins, every country that's on euro, when they switch to euro, they get to design their own coins. So euro coin design in Italy looks a little bit different from euro coin design in Germany or Croatia. Croatian euro coins have little pine markings on it. Croatian euros from 1365 till on. The reason why the websites are .hr is because in our language, our country is not called Croatia. It's called Hrvatska, H-R-V-A-T-S-K-A. For example, you go to Germany, the locals say Deutschland. You say Germany, very different. Same here. In our local language, our country is called Hrvatska, H-R-V-A-T-S-K-A. That's why local websites end with .hr.
Yeah, I'm not going to try this.
Croatia's a lot easier. A lot easier, yeah. The only existing gates are behind me, the stone gates. The reason why these gates are here is 1731, we had a big fire, a bunch of buildings burned down, including the gates. But in the apartment above the gates, one lady had a painting of Virgin Mary holding the baby. So this painting was found in the ashes untouched. People said it was a miracle of Virgin Mary. Ever since then, people come and pray. You will see in the golden frame, you can even see from here, behind the hand-hammered gates inside, there's a golden frame, there's a painting of Virgin Mary holding the baby. All around the walls, you will see thank you flags. They say, thank you, Virgin Mary, for answering our prayers. Thank you for all your help. Please continue helping us. There's one that says, thank you, Virgin Mary, for helping me through the 50 years of my marriage. People come and pray for different things. So let's walk through the gates. We're going to step down here, and we'll walk. You're welcome to take pictures. We will lower our voices. We will pray inside, and then we'll meet on the other side. And Northern Exposure, all these, you know, I really like it. Yeah. Alright guys, so now as we walk through the stone gates, we're officially outside of the upper town. Part of the old wall can be seen here. We're going to go up higher. And also, can you see upside down people on the stone? The reason why they're shaped like that is because when you fire a gun, you get a bit of a kick, right? The gun port, the fire, the barrel goes up a little bit, and that's why they're shaped like that. Also, on the plate, thank you is spelled H-D-A-L-A. Wow. There's an easier way for you to remember how to say thank you, which works in Croatia, in Slovenia, it's F-A-L-A. Hvala. Hvala is a lot easier to remember. In the word when to know when you travel. On the script, whenever you want to say thank you to someone, you say Hvala. F-A-L-A. Hvala. So, Hvala. For us, it's easy.
La collina del Gradec. È la storia ufficiale del Gradec.
Yeah.
And if you read the 90s, from 91 to 95, Zagreb was airbound. Whoever lived in this area used the tunnel as a shelter. And then about 10 years ago, it was reopened, luckily not for the same purpose. Now, in the middle of the tunnel, every now and then, not all the time, there's going to be like an art show, event, concert, something like that. It's not very long. You can even see the light at the end of the tunnel, no pun intended. Don't walk towards it, okay? Around 300 meters, about 300 yards ish.
Sind jetzt Zeit von freundlicher Sicht, wir sind nämlich jetzt hier in allen Medien. Ich würde jetzt erstmal mit diesem über das Recht auf
Nee, der wartet.
Okay guys, so back at the main stair. Remember Singer building? That's the Singer side. Left, in case you want to go back to the hotel on your own. But I will pass the mic to Danny now. She'll explain to you a couple of things. I will also stick around in case you have any individual questions, you need help with anything.